Welcome to Duo Chat with Brittany
and Cynthia, where we talk about drama shows
like Dawson's Creek, One Tree Hill, and more.
Hi everyone, I'm Brittany.
And I'm Cynthia.
And today we're talking about Season 5, Episode 6, titled Don't Dream It's Over, air date February 5th, 2008, and the synopsis is
Carrie isn't an ideal playmate for Jamie, who has nightmares since Skills told him about Dan. Carrie's charm should make Haley jealous, but she doesn't realize yet that Carrie really lusts for Nathan. Mouth is deputized by the night shift to ask for better working conditions from Alice. Yak, she may earn a TV reporter spot for being her plaything. Payne clashes with Victoria, who scares her new label star Mia, and calls Brooke too dumb to run the fashion business herself. Lucas considers proposing to Lindsay and won't accept Payne's claim that he gave up on their true love during or after his ambush proposal. So it's the middle of the night, and Jamie's sleeping in his bed when Dan walks in, saying how would he like to come into it with Grandpa. And they smile at each other.
Yeah, at first Jamie's all happy until all of a sudden, like, Dan has like all of a sudden has like the vampire teeth.
And the red eyes.
Yeah, and scares them.
Then
of course Nathan and Haley come to him.
Yeah, because it was a dream.
Yeah. More like a nightmare.
So, Jamie explains that, Grandpa escaped and Haley asks, from heaven, but Jamie says, no, prison.
And then, of course, it's like, where did you hear that? Skills.
Yep. Yeah, so this definitely wasn't Skills' fault. He just really didn't know,
Yeah.
But still Nathan was mad about, Skills telling him the truth and how they just told Jamie that Dan was dead until now.
Yeah, so like when he confronts him about it, I was like, I sided with Skills right away because when Skills is, because Skills says it, he's like, how was I supposed to know? Like, I don't know what you guys tell him.
Right.
And it's true. Like, because think about it. Nathan and Haley, usually their form of parenting is usually they like to do the truth. So how does Skills know that their parenting is anything different of it? So, yeah, I mean, now what I really tell a child, your grandfather is in prison, probably not use those words because who knows if they really even know what prison is. But yes, I don't really know if I would use the word prison, but yeah, I was like, I sided with him because I'm like, he don't know that they said that because he's like, well, what'd you say? And Nathan's like, I said he was dead. And it's like, maybe you should tell your circle of friends who's watching Jamie, this is what I've told him of Dan. That way he doesn't question anything and everyone's on the same page. Because think about it, if you go to another adult and they got a different answer, it's like, wait a minute, who's telling the truth? And then you have more questions. So just be on the same page.
Right.
Think about it. If you're trying to hide something like that, you better tell your friends who are watching your kid.
Right. Yeah, so Skills doesn't want to, lie to Jamie either, and he's even told him truth about other things, about Tupac and Biggie being killed by the man, never date girls named Bevan, and that's what?
Okay, when he said Bevan, I was like, okay, this is the thing. We've seen now the flashback of Brooke, Lucas, Nathan, Haley, Peyton, all of them. To see what they've been doing and what happened to their lives in the past few years. What in the world happened to Bevan and Skills?
Right.
Like, I'm so interested in the fact that what happened, because we know what happened to everybody else. But what happened to Skills and Bevan? They were the other couple. Because think about it, like, Mouth didn't really have like a long-lasting relationship with somebody like Skills and Bevan. And then Junk and Fergie didn't have anyone. So of course we're like, as fans, we need to know what happened to Skills and Bevan. Because to me they were so cute. I just wanted to see them together. And also So I wish that we would have gotten a flashback or even just an update, even now, of like what happened to her. What happened to their relationship? Because here he says, don't marry or don't date a girl named Bevan. What happened that you wouldn't want somebody to date her? You know, what do you think happened?
I don't know. Hard to say.
Don't you wish that they would have told us at some point? Because think about it. We go on the rest of the series without knowing.
Right.
How? Think about it. Think about it. In this season, we get to see Gigi again. Well, I want to know what happened to Bevan and Skills. Like, I don't really need Gigi to come back. You know, we kind of left it in a good place with her. I need to know what happened to Skills and Bevan. Like, that's just where I'm at. And so, like, watching it, I'm like, I think it's hard to, like, watching it back knowing that we never know. Because think about it. When you first watch it, you're like, well, maybe someday, soon, we'll hear about what happened. So it's, you know, so it's in your mind of like hope, like, you know, I'll know. Well, now that we've watched the series and we know that they don't tell us, it's harder to watch because I just want to know.
Right.
But I know they don't tell us. And I think that's a ripoff.
Yeah, I don't think we really even know about Brooke and Chase either.
Well, but who are you more like involved, like rooting for? I mean, like, is it, I don't want to say rooting for, but like involved in their relationship? Was it Skills and Bevan or was it Chase and Brooke? Because they got together like the last week of school. It was like, okay. Because we even said it, like, why are you throwing them together the last episode when we know that they don't date in season 5 or anything? So it's kind of like a, I don't know. But Skills and Bevan were together for a while.
Right.
So that's why I'm just kind of curious. When Chase comes back, do they ever say what he is like, where he was or anything like that?
I don't know. I don't know if he was working to be a pilot or already became a pilot or soon or something like that. I don't know. I don't remember.
Because yeah, I feel like they should when he comes back because he's coming back pretty soon. And I feel like when he does, they should definitely say something.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah, so I just want to, again, we're even getting, we'll even see Chase pretty soon. Why not Bevan? Is it in this season or is it next season that Rachel comes back?
I don't know. Hard to say. These 2 seasons kind of blend in for me, so I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like it might, didn't Owen help her?
Yeah.
So it must have been this season then.
Yeah.
Because Julian's in season 6.
Right.
So it's got to be season 5 then.
Doesn't he show up in this season later on too, though?
Julian?
Yeah, like maybe halfway through or something.
I don't think so. I think it's season 6.
Okay, yeah, we'll see anyhow.
Yeah, I think it's season 6 when he comes back. But yeah. So yeah, we're even gonna get to see Rachel pretty soon. But it's like, again, no sign of Bevan, who was there first.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. I don't like, okay, if you don't want to pay her or show her, okay. But at least give us an update of like even Brooke saying this is what she's doing or something. Like and also what happened. Like, I don't know. I just wish we would have got something. Even Brooke and Skills may be talking, having like a little talk about it. Because think about it. This is the first time Brooke and Skills are really together since graduation because they all went their separate ways. So I feel like even that conversation between Brooke and Skills of like what happened to Bevan.
Well, I mean, they were together in like the first episode when Brooke was over there in bed with Mel.
That's what I mean. Like after 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like in the past 4 years, they haven't talked. Like the first time that they're talking is when she comes back to Tree Hill. It's not like Lucas and them who've stayed in contact.
Mm-hmm.
She, I'm sure, has not stayed in contact with Skills.
Right.
So it's when she came back that it's like, hey, buddy, after 4 years. But, it just makes sense because she was in New York. But, yeah, I mean, even when she had come back, like, I just wish there was like a sorry to hear about you and Bevan or something. Like, because Brooke would.
Yeah.
So it's very hard to know that and not see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Nathan just wants to stay clear of the whole damn thing to figure out how they're going to handle it. And then Peyton goes to see her old house when the daughter of the owner walks out. And apparently she knows Peyton and even invites her inside to see her old room.
Well, yeah, didn't she read the book?
I guess, but it's still kind of weird.
Yeah, but think about it. Like if somebody was in our town and they wrote a book about people in their circle, and the circle was, let's say, popular, and it was all juicy because their family drama and all the relationships, it was all juicy. I feel like we'd probably read it, especially how it would hit closer to home because it's people that we either have heard of in town or no. Probably would read it. I feel like everybody would probably read it or read a chapter or something. Especially like a teenage girl. I'm sure she read it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even Peyton asks, if she's sure she wants to let her in because, she could be a psycho. It happens.
Yep. But she don't care.
So then it still has the same shelves like it used to be in Payne's room.
Wouldn't it be weird to like go back through your house?
Kind of hard for me because I've been in this house my whole life, but yeah, it would be.
Well, especially because she was just in it 4 years ago.
Yeah.
But also, I don't really know if I was Peyton, if I would want to go back to it.
Right.
Because think about it. She ended up moving after the whole Derek thing. She ended up moving in the apartment.
Yeah, with Brooke, yeah.
So when she graduated, she was in the apartment. So the last time she was in this house had bad memories where she was kidnapped.
Right.
So I don't know if I was Peyton, if I'd want to go back inside. Like I left there because it wasn't safe.
Right.
So why would I go back in it? Yeah, I don't know, but I guess she just loves the memories.
And then the girl Molly, asks if she really loved Lucas. And Payne's confused, how she knows this mess when Molly opens the closet door, and that's where Payne and Lucas's names are.
Yeah, but Lucas and Peyton, true love always. Or true love.
Yeah, true love always, yeah. So, but when did Brooke even do that? Is the question.
Who?
I mean, not Brooke. Peyton. Brooke did the other thing, but when did Peyton put their names on there like that? Because she wasn't even with Lucas before she moved out, right? She just had feelings for him. Oh wait, yeah, they were going out, but it was like at the very end.
Yeah, because prom. Remember they were together for prom.
Yeah, so I guess it must have been last second, and we just didn't see it.
It must have been as soon as they got together.
And then Haley and Lindsay show up to the label where Victoria tells Haley, basically telling her she's late. And then Haley asks Victoria if she's Brooke's mom because she never met her before. And Victoria says she's just been wondering where all the money's going towards because Brooke's paying for this. And Haley's trying to be nice, introducing herself and tells Victoria she's a good friend of Brooke's. And it's nice to meet her.
Yeah, and that Haley is just basically mooching off Brooke like Peyton is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, these two, Brooke and Peyton, or not Brooke, Haley and Peyton have been friends with her since high school, and Peyton since they were kids. Why? I don't get this. Like they didn't just meet in college where Brooke had money or Brooke was famous in New York. Like, so I don't like this. Like Victoria knows damn well that Peyton and her have been friends since they were kids. She probably never heard of Haley, but obviously they knew each other before, this. So I'm just like, why would these two be mooching off her if they've been friends with her for a long time?
Right.
The people that mooch off you are the people that just met you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Victoria just sees the worst in people. So,
but how is it like you look at Peyton especially, and you just keep saying she's mooching off you? Like that's her best friend since childhood. Okay. Plus, has she seen Haley's house? I'm just saying.
Right. Yeah.
If anyone, I mean, heck, I'd want to go live with Haley just because of the house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe Victoria had friends too, and then she got married to Brooke's dad, and I guess he's the one that has the money, so maybe her friends were starting to use her or something. Who knows?
And her family.
Yeah.
Because we never hear about Victoria's parents or anything.
Mm-mm.
So, I'm sure that Victoria married her dad for money.
Right.
She had to, because look at the way how she is. I mean, she has to.
Yeah. So maybe she thinks everybody else is like that too with her daughter, I guess.
Mm. But of course, Peyton is not there.
Mm-hmm. And Victoria doesn't want to wait till she gets there.
No, and so then, so Victoria's there to listen to Mia.
Yeah.
That's odd.
Yeah, because that's what the label is working towards right now. So.
Yeah, but here's the thing: Victoria and the group are not exactly in the same age range or age group. So like Victoria might listen to me and go, no, where they're like, we love her voice and everything, a generational thing.
Yeah, that's what she did too.
So yeah, so it's like they're, Peyton and Haley are not going to be into what Victoria's into. So for her to sit there and judge it and be like, I want to listen to it. It's like, why? Like you don't have a music bone in your body.
Mm-hmm.
So, it didn't make any sense because she doesn't know what, the kids are listening to. So it made no sense that she was there, but she's only there to go after Peyton.
Right.
Still.
Mm-hmm. And it was funny how, Mia was telling Haley that, Victoria scares her, and it was like playing a private concert for Sam's wife, which Brooke would probably agree if she were there.
Here's the thing, is you would think that you'd have some care in the world for Peyton because Peyton didn't leave Brooke homeless.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Victoria was.
Yeah, I guess she forgot about that.
Clearly. That's what I would say back to her.
And the song's called No Good, and of course Victoria has to take that title and says how appropriate to Mia. And that's just a huge waste of money, and they all failed. Or she would say it's a waste of time, but they all failed so quickly it wasn't. So she tells Haley when she relocates Payne in the gutter, she should let her know that she'd like to speak with her before it just gets any further. And then later Payne finally gets to the label, and Haley explains what happened.
And of course, what's her name? Lindsay. Oh. No, I try to forget Lindsay's name all the time. I'm doing a good job. And of course Lindsay's in there and she's gotta say something. And that's when, because she's like, oh, can you really blame her and stuff? And then that's when Peyton's like, what is she doing here? Oh my God. But like, here's the thing. I didn't think what Lindsay was saying or anything was wrong. She was siding on Mia's side, like, which you should be happy about. But yeah, so I'm like, I didn't think that Lindsay was in the wrong for saying that. She's trying to make friends with these people. And let's be honest, Lucas's friends aren't exactly welcoming. Like, some are, some aren't. So, that's a hard group to kind of enter.
Yeah, I mean, I get that Pam was probably mad that Lindsay was there when she, wasn't working there like Haley is, so she kind of really didn't need to be there. But
well, she didn't, but she said that. But Haley said they were going out to lunch, so
yeah, but it seemed like it was a while till they were actually going to leave to lunch too.
Well, right, because when they walked in, Victoria was there, so it was like, okay, hang on, we got to take care of this situation before we go to lunch.
Right. Yeah, I guess.
And then and then they had to wait for Peyton to get there, and just in case Victoria, showed back up. So that's probably why they didn't go right to lunch. Like, I'm not a Lindsay fan, but I don't think she did anything wrong.
Right. And I liked how Haley used the nickname Victoria when she was explaining everything to Peyton. But apparently that doesn't stick. It'd be funny if it did. But yeah, so Lindsay goes out. I don't know why she went out to the booth. You think she'd go into the hallway of the recording studio, but she went to the booth. So it's not really private because the glass is right there, so she can still see them talking. So, but anyways, so they're talking.
Yeah, but it's worse because Peyton has to say, I don't like her, and of course it's the mic thing's on.
Yep. And yeah, she's just ranting about Lindsay, and Haley's trying to stick up for Lindsay. And then Mia's gone, so Payne's mad about that too. And then Lindsay, yeah, I don't know. It was just weird that she was sitting there. Like, I don't know. I mean, they couldn't really play anywhere else, but yeah.
Well, she had to be standing there so she could hear Peyton say, I don't like her.
Yeah, so she just tells Haley she's going to go. And then Mouth is at work and his co-workers are being quiet because they're hiding from Alice.
I would too.
Yeah. And then, tell Mouth he has to talk to her because he's the one that's ever stood up to her, Or they go with plan B, which is that they put their money together and hire a hitman to take her out. The Mouse says Alice isn't that bad. So you think that they would realize something's going on at that point. But
yeah, because if you said the boss isn't that bad, it's like, what do you mean? What, are you friends with her or something?
Right.
What do you know that we don't know?
And then Lindsay storms into Lucas's house, laying on the bed, saying Payne is a bitch.
Oh my God, this was funny because it was like everybody was saying this one's a bitch, that one's a bitch. But yeah, it was funny when Lindsay comes in, Peyton's a bitch, and Lucas just like looks at her. And then Peyton says it.
Yeah,
it was funny.
Yeah, and it was funny how she said that Mia freaked out, who is now MIA, listening, spelling, and everything. But now she doesn't have an artist, and tells Brooke to talk to her mom. And if she doesn't, then her fist will talk to her face. And Brooke's apologizing and says she'll talk to her, and Dan moves to go find Mia. And then that's when Millicent gets nervous and hides behind the counter because she says she's, there's a hot guy that she met at the opening.
Oh my God. And then Mouth walks in, so Brooke pushes him out of the way. Hot guy coming through. And then she stops and is like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
And she realizes that it's Mouth she's talking about, which is funny.
Yeah, but he's only there because he needs to basically buy a gift for Alice's birthday. Because because doesn't he start to have feelings for her? I can't remember.
I don't know.
Because he's buying her a gift, so
I think he's trying. I think he's just trying to make her happy right now. Especially because like his coworkers, like he's trying to act like he don't like her, but
yeah. So,
well, I think it's hard too because like Mouth is not the person to just sleep around. Like if he's going to sleep with someone, he's gonna have some kind of feelings for them.
right,
He's not that kind of person. So I think he probably does a little bit. He probably likes how bossy she is.
Yeah, you think that he would know better after Shelley.
Well, that must be what he's into.
Mm. And then he says, he'll come back later, pick it up, but don't spend his whole paycheck. And then Millicent comes out of hiding, and she thinks he's cute, but disappointed that he was buying a gift for somebody else. And Brooke says, like Mouth is actually dating his boss. Of course she doesn't know that, it's actually different. And then
and then they're making out.
Yep, segue right there. Yep. And
and then that's when so that's when Mouth was talking about like, the guys at work and do you like them and all that. She says, you mean loathe them? Oh my God. And then he says, you'd like them if you got to know them. Maybe if she was a normal person, but she's not exactly normal. Like she's so mean. She's like Victoria. Like they're on the same level.
Yeah, she even gets one of the guys' names wrong. And then she just leaves for work. And then Nathan's doing physical therapy in the pool when Jamie runs out, wanting to jump in.
Oh my God, the scene. I can't with the scene. Because, like, at first, she's covered. And so Jamie gets in the water, and then she takes it off. And she's in a freaking bikini. Here's the thing. She's a freaking nanny.
Right.
Why does she need to wear a bikini? First of all, does the nanny really need to be in the water with the kid? First of all.
No, unless he can't swim, but Jamie can. So.
Well, and his father is right in the water with him.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. If the kid's father is right there in the water, you as the nanny do not need to get in the water, okay? And plus, do not wear a bikini on top of it. So I was just like, nope. And so then, Jamie wants her to get in, of course. And so she gets in. And again, not saying no. And, of course, Nathan is trying not to like it, but he likes it, which was annoying. And then, of course, she like splashes Jamie. And then Nathan splashes her and then picks her up I can't with the scene. Like it was bad enough that she was in the pool. And then Nathan had to make it worse by throwing her and splashing her and nope. Like he's not even my husband and I'm getting all mad. It's like I can't with this.
And the whole get me daddy line when Jamie was telling him to get her.
Yeah, I know. What was up with that? Come get me, daddy.
Yeah.
What?
And then Haley steps out and sees him, but doesn't even stop it or anything.
Oh, do you know? You've met me. There's no way I would stand right there and just watch it.
Right.
If anything, I'm watching to get my revenge on her, but I'm like, and on him, but I'm like, excuse you? Right. I was like, okay, I have another question for you, Cynthia. What was up with Haley's face?
Why? She looked like, she looked like shocked, I think, probably, if anything. But yeah, she should have done something, said something.
The look at her face was like, she was like
she didn't, she's disappointed, but she maybe didn't mind entirely, or?
No, I thought she was peeved off. I didn't understand her face. And then she doesn't even do anything. She doesn't fire the nanny. She doesn't do anything. Right. She doesn't be like, yo, stupid nanny, get your ass in the house so I can yell at you. I mean,
yeah, because she's thrown hands before, so maybe she don't want to do it for Jamie, but still.
So pull her in your house and do it.
I
I couldn't. Like, you're going to stand there, have that look in your face,
Mm-hmm.
and just watch your husband flirt, because that's what it is, with her.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. I'm like, okay, so it was bad enough. Remember when I said that she is gone all the time?
Mm-hmm.
So she's leaving these two together.
Yeah.
Now it's worse because you're seeing it with your own two eyes, and she's not even doing anything about it. Right there. Okay, Cynthia, right there. Wouldn't you fire her?
Mm-hmm.
She'd be gone. She
Right.
wouldn't even have lasted. And I'm like, I can't with this because, well, especially because like Nathan, since he's in the pool and stuff, he's doing all those exercises. He's getting stronger. He should very well. He's driving to the river court, so he can drive. Because remember before when he had to get dropped off, which was like 2 episodes ago.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's actually driving, so he can technically take care of. I don't want to say watch. When it comes to husbands, I don't want to say watch because they're 50% of responsible for this child.
Yeah.
So he should be able to take care of his child because he don't have a job.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, you can say, well, he's a basketball coach. Well, basketball is after school. And later on, Jamie comes and hangs out during practice.
Right.
So he could very easily do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So Nathan should very easily be able to take care of his child.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't know why they need a nanny for that. And also this one, especially. Yeah, I couldn't with this whole thing because I hated the scene. And then on top of it, Haley doesn't even do anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
But then she has that look. And I'm like, I can't with the look. The look was like an evil look.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not gonna do anything about it. I'm not gonna say anything to my husband. I'm not gonna say anything to her. What? Okay, that is not the Haley that we have seen the past 4 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Because that one speaks up right away.
Mm-hmm.
This one says nothing until it blows up in her face in the end.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what did you think of the scene?
Yeah, I pretty much said, yeah, like I said, she didn't do anything, so.
Mm-hmm. Would you have done something?
Yeah.
At least pulled her aside and been like, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it would have made more sense if she was like a housekeeper or something, like give her a better reason to be there. You know, like maybe she was cleaning the pool beforehand or would clean it after, I don't know. But yeah, just being a nanny just doesn't fit.
No.
And
especially wearing a bikini.
Mm-hmm. And then later on that night, Jamie's having the same nightmare about Dan, so he runs out calling for Haley, or then his mom.
Yeah, but it ends up being Haley's nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was so sad though, because he's like, I want my other mommy.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course she walks in and Nathan and I can't even say it.
Carrie, yeah.
They're making okay. Yeah. Here's the thing of this. You see it that night, or you see it that day, right?
Mm-hmm.
At your house. You then have this nightmare. I can't. She still barely does anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Cynthia, you are having this nightmare that your son is getting too attached to her.
Mm-hmm.
Then you, in the same nightmare, because I'm calling it a nightmare, because a dream is I'm happy. Then you go and see your husband, because, but we, it's a nightmare, but you go and see your husband making out with the nanny. So that's how many red flags that? And yet you are going to not fire her.
No.
I can't. How many red flags does Haley need? Like, you can tell Haley's upset about this, right?
Yeah.
Get rid of the problem.
Yeah, but she still goes in the kitchen, has Carrie pour her coffee and everything.
And then Haley said, oh, I think I need to lose some pounds.
Mm-hmm.
No, you need to get rid of the problem, which is her.
And she's, comparing herself now to Carrie.
Yeah. Carrie, first of all, didn't have a kid. Secondly, I don't care. Get rid of the problem. Her.
Right.
I can't. And then all she tells Nanny Carrie is, all she says is, "Don't wear a bikini around Jamie."
Right. Yeah.
It's inappropriate for
Yeah. For
Jamie.
him. Yeah.
Okay.
And Carrie's
What?
trying to act like, considerate and apologizing.
What, Cynthia? Why couldn't she just tell the truth? Don't be wearing a freaking bikini around my husband.
I don't know.
Period.
Maybe not to make her upset, but she really shouldn't have cared about Carrie's feelings at that point.
I don't care. Like, here's the thing. You're my kid's nanny. I pay you. You listen to me, otherwise you can leave. You respect my rules, otherwise there's a door. Don't wear a bikini around my freaking husband.
Yeah, unless for some reason Haley thought maybe she was overreacting, like, or overthinking it, like it was in her head that she made up, maybe. I don't know, but yeah.
But she had a whole nightmare about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so she doesn't even say anything there besides that. And I think she had every right to bring up the whole pool thing because that's her husband. She wasn't even playing with Jamie. She was playing with Nathan. Nathan is not who you are a nanny for.
Right.
And in this episode, it only gets worse.
And then even afterwards, she tells Carrie that she's doing such a wonderful job.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to say was don't wear a bikini in front of my son. But you're doing a great job.
Right.
What? I can't.
Yeah.
I think this is why season 5 was so hard to watch because, the whole Lucas and Payne thing never made sense why they weren't together. And then you've got this. It's like instead of Haley just confronting her or slapping her or anything, she just lets it go. How many? I couldn't see Brooke, Peyton, or anyone for that matter being like, stay. And it only gets worse.
Yeah.
In the episode.
And then we segue to Victoria saying the same to Brooke, about it won't happen again, with the label and everything. And Brooke tells, Victoria that Payne is upset and it's her money, so she needs to stop, And Victoria points out that, she's staying in a motel and they have models that are a size 4. That should be a 0, and just blaming Brooke for wanting to destroy the company, even though it's not Brooke's intention. And, she says 0 is not a size. The model is just tall, and Victoria says tall, tall and fat, of course. And Brooke tells Victoria maybe she should go back to New York if she's unhappy there. And Victoria just tells Brooke, she has her word, she won't meddle again. And Brooke takes that as enough. But...
back to Nanny Carrie and Haley for a second. When Haley says, "Where's Jamie?" Did you realize that that's the only thing she asked?
Right.
And Nanny Carrie said, "With skills." And Nathan's at physical therapy. First of all, did she ask where her husband was? No.
Right.
That would have been like a thing of, why are you telling me where my husband is? Like, I didn't ask where my husband is. I asked where my son was.
Right.
So I thought that was another red flag of like, did I ask that? And also, I didn't like how she was telling Haley, this is where your husband is. Like, do you keep track of his schedule?
Right.
Haley, I just didn't like that it was like, this is where your husband is, Haley. I'm sure she knows that he had therapy that day. So I just didn't like it of like, you're not his personal assistant that knows his schedule and everything. So it just also was annoying. But the whole, where's her son, but then brings up her husband? To me, that was just like another bad thing.
Yeah, that she somehow didn't catch.
Because I feel like that's what I would have said. I've been like, why are you singing? Why are you telling me where Nathan is? I feel like that's weird.
Yeah.
Because you're a nanny to Jamie, not to Nathan.
Right. Yeah, and then with Victoria and Brooke, Brooke says that, or Victoria tells Brooke that she should eat her breakfast, but Brooke says, she doesn't know if she should. She's a size 4 after all, and Victoria says she's a model. Not a model, she's her daughter. Yeah.
What? What was up with that? You're not a model. You're my daughter.
Right, yeah. Just backhanding compliment,
Yeah.
And then Jamie's at the guy's place, playing Guitar Hero with Skills, and they're having fun and everything. And
Oh my God. And then Jamie has to ruin it by saying, you've met my grandpa, right? And then he says, what happened?
yeah.
And Skills doesn't even know what to say.
Mm-hmm.
It was hilarious. But of course, Skills apparently told him that it's because he didn't clean his room,
Mm-hmm.
which is funny because wasn't it like the segue to him cleaning his room?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
Nathan walks in and then Jamie's like, I cleaned my room, I promise.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when he goes at Skills. You told him
Mm-hmm.
it was because he didn't clean his room. I'm sorry, but that whole thing was hilarious. And and Skills is like, but he did, he was like making faces and like
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'll start out because Skills mentioned about rehab, different kind of rehab for rock stars. And that's how it ended up that way.
But it was just so funny. But that whole thing between like Jamie and Skills and then Nathan and Skills, it was just all funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you think that it's kind of surprising that they went from Lucas taking care of Jamie to Skills most of the time, even though Lucas is the godfather of Jamie.
Lucas has his own love problem.
Yeah, and at least they gave Skills something to do except for coaching. So
well, I heard an interview from a long time ago.
mm-hmm.
Jackson was asked who his favorite person was, like, and he did say Skills. He was asked like, who do you want to work with?
Mm-hmm.
And he said Skills. And so, but I don't know at one point, because obviously he was on for the rest of the series. So I don't know at one point they asked him who he wants to work with, because obviously he has to work with Nathan and Haley.
Mm-hmm.
But the person besides that was Skills. And so I don't know at one point they asked him, but I do know he wanted to definitely work with him.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that was the switch. But
Okay.
I'm not sure that this was the season, because
Mm-hmm.
they were just getting situated with like the casting of season 5.
Yeah.
So it could have been season 6 when they gave him that option.
Mm-hmm.
But you know how cool that would be, like, to be the kid on set and like, who do you want to work with? That'd be so cool.
Right.
Because most people, especially kids, they don't get that opportunity to work with whoever.
Mm-hmm.
So I just feel like that was really cool and special for him.
Yeah. So then we segue to Lucas telling Payne that they need to talk because Skills told Nathan to talk to Jamie, and they want to talk about the label, and he asks if she told Lindsay that she doesn't like her, because she's upset and everything. And Payne says she kind of did, and Lucas tells Payne that Lindsay's just been nice to her, and Payne tells him in case he hasn't noticed, she has a few other problems to deal with right now, and because she has no artist. And Lucas says the label Lindsay recommended we helped, like, he kind of like do that in Payne's face, like, well, Lindsay told me to help you.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah. And Payne just doesn't want to talk about it, but he keeps going, saying she has to apologize to Lindsay. And Payne says that she has other things to worry about. Mia's missing, Brooke's mom's ruining everything.
Yeah, like, why is he so concerned with Peyton apologizing to Lindsay?
That's his girlfriend, but yeah.
I don't give a crap.
Yeah, bad timing.
Especially when the person you wanted to marry and still want to marry is the one you're telling.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I don't understand.
Yeah.
Like, if anything, wouldn't it be switched of like, Lindsay, you have to be very nice to Peyton, even if she says mean things to you.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it should be. But of course it's not. And I don't like it because, I just feel like she'd have to get used to Peyton either way, if she likes her or not. But no, but not according to Lucas. No, Peyton needs to be nice and apologize. No.
Mm-hmm.
Especially right now when she said I have other things. It's like, shut up, Lucas. It's not always about Lindsay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then Lucas tries to make it better by asking if he can help her, and Peyton says, there's nothing he can do. And
I
just goes home
will
to his girlfriend.
and I will say you have to feel bad for Peyton because she's trying every angle to stay away from Lucas and Lindsay, right?
Mm-hmm.
And boom, she walks into her own studio and there's Lindsay. It's like, I just can't get away from you.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that would be hard to to try to get over Lucas. You're gonna, you need to stay away from Lindsay. Well, it's not exactly working.
Mm-hmm. And then Q goes to Lucas's office at school.
Maybe that's what she should have said. She was in my studio. Like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
maybe you should tell your girlfriend to stay away from me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so in Lucas's office, that's when Haley turns around. So Q's like, being like he was before, kind of flirty with her. Lucas tells him to take a seat. And then Lucas, tells Q that Haley said that he left the class.
I thought it was weird when Lucas was like, so Mrs. Scott said, and I'm like, I just couldn't, like, the Mrs. Scott from like Lucas's mouth.
Mm-hmm.
It was just so funny.
Mm-hmm.
Like how professional he's trying to be.
Right. Yeah, so how, he left class basically, but Q says it was a misunderstanding, but it's good now.
Okay.
I didn't
know you could do that.
Do
you could read a book and then just do book reports
right
throughout the semester or whatever and pass for one book.
Yeah, that seemed like a long time for one book. Yeah.
I'm like, are you on something? Because like, first of all, you have to like read a bunch of books. You have to do all these other things in between reading a book because it is English class.
Yeah, didn't we read like at least 2 or maybe even 3 books in our English like the whole year?
I don't know, but we did other things in between books.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't make any sense. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we had to like read personal books and do personal book reports.
Yeah, so that's the easiest assignment you could get.
So yeah, when it was just read this one book. Yeah, none of us had that choice.
Right.
Yeah, but seriously, you know how easy that would be? I mean, instead of doing all the other work in the class for every day, you just got to read this book.
Right.
So easy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this is how they worked it out to not The Great Gatsby's Les Miserables. But yeah, so yeah, this is how he's gonna make up for his grade just to play basketball. So
don't you think though Haley could get fired for that?
Oh well, yeah. It says they said the Brooke reports are for extra credit, but they didn't mention what else you'd be doing besides for the usual work, which he should be if this is extra credit. But yeah, so
but he's not. They just said do this and you'll stay on the team.
Yeah, well, that's what Haley said, so I'm not sure.
But she's a teacher. But I'm just saying, like, if another kid, like, let's say he went to school bragging, because that's who he is, If the wrong kid heard it and they told the school board or their parent was on the school board or anything, don't you think that Haley could get in trouble for the fact that their kid has to go to school every day, work, do all the work, all the homework, and yet this one kid gets to play basketball and be on the team for reading one book where their kid actually has to do all the work? I would think that Haley could get fired for that because they're also supposed to be doing the actual work, but we know Q isn't doing the actual work. So I just feel that could lead her to getting fired.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I would stand by the kids on that one because I wouldn't want another kid getting special treatment like that.
Yeah, and she says that's not something she does, but she is.
Well, and like too. So Q is being disrespectful and not doing his work, missing class, and yet he gets the special treatment, and all the other kids who are good, who get the good grades and show up to work or to school every day, they don't get a break. But Haley is giving this one a break. I wouldn't like that either if I was the other kids. I gotta say, like, I like Haley, but I don't like this. Like, teach him something more besides if you read a book. I mean, that's just wrong.
Yeah, and then Q says he'll have to think about it. And then Nathan goes to see him later at the river court, basically telling him that it's a good deal he should take the offer up on. And Q's still messing with him, not taking it seriously.
Yeah, saying you're just worried I'm gonna beat your scoring record. And then brings up like, what kind of team are you on and stuff. And that's when Nathan said, like, he wakes up with regrets and everything. And if all it took for it to go away was to read a book, he's like, I'd read the book.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, so would the rest of us.
And then at Peyton's and Brooke's, Brooke tells Peyton that her design work is good and she should do a whole line of t-shirts with slogans like zero's not a size. And Peyton suggests, my mom hits out my friends. Brooke says Victoria's horrible all the time, kind of like what Mel said about Alice, but we know it's not true. And she tells Peyton she hasn't been around the last couple of years. She cares about her. Don't know about that. And just then Victoria storms into the store and calls her by her full name. And Millicent tells Brooke that she'll be in the back if she's scared of her.
So she brings up that she has a conference call with Macy's, and Brooke said, yeah. And then she goes, because I was thinking, and then she said that in case you have to hear it, you have zero business sense. And it's like, so of course, she digs into her about how the company's grown, and it's all because of Victoria. She said, you're a talented designer, but basically that's it. It's like, oh my God, here we go. And it's right after Brooke said she's not that bad.
Right. Yeah. Then Peyton follows Victoria outside,
yelling at her.
For Brooke. Yeah.
I like that part.
Yeah. Stop being a bitch to her own daughter. Yeah.
So then of course at the end Victoria's like, like you had no mother. And then she was like, and then that's when Peyton waits a second and then was like, neither did Brooke.
Yep.
And I was happy she said that.
Me too. And then Lucas is in his room looking at the rain when Lindsay walks in. And she starts to explain, but he said it's okay, and then he gets down on one knee and asks if she'll marry him. But then, the fantasy version of Peyton, who's in her underwear on Lucas's bed, tells Lindsay to say no, just like she did. But Lucas is the only one that hears her because it's his fantasy.
Yeah, why is she like naked?
Well, the brain behind that. But yeah. It does make sense that Peyton would be kind of haunting him like that because, he really wants to marry her. But yeah, that was too much, of course. And this whole thing turns out to be a dream anyhow. So Lindsay walks in the room and tells him to get ready because they're having dinner with Haley and Nathan.
And ruins his dream.
And he sees that the drawer with the ring was is open too. So he was still thinking about it. And then at the station, Mouse sees his co-worker who asks if he talked to Alice, and Mouse says he tried. But he thinks she knows his position on it, and that's when the co-worker says they all heard that he's in line for the on-air reporter job.
And then they said it was because you stood up to her. And it's like, oh yeah, that's why. And then they said, and then she must respect that. And then the one co-worker kind of goes at her. He says, you hag. Or no, wait, did she say that? Or no, he said that.
Yeah, he called her hag, yeah.
And then she said, whoever you are, you're fired. Like, you don't even know who he is.
Yep. Yeah, so he thought, it was going to get him somewhere like Mouse, but of course, nope. Because he has enough whole story to that.
Yeah, but let's be honest, he's probably happy he got fired.
Yeah. And then probably one of the worst scenes of them all, Nathan is struggling to put on his pants in the bedroom and wondering where his pin is. He calls to Haley for help, but of course, Carrie shows up.
Yeah, of course, because Haley's never home.
Mm-hmm.
And so then Haley, then Nanny, oh my God, then Carrie helps him. My God, I can't.
Yeah, and
And
then
then, and as she's helping him, then she
Mm-hmm.
has the nerve to bring up what Haley said to her.
Mm-hmm.
What? And then he was
Well,
like, he goes, well, she likes you. I'm sure she didn't mean anything by it.
mm-hmm.
I hate the
Yeah,
scene.
yeah. Well, the part before that too, she says that like nannies are like doctors, and he lets his doctor see him like this.
I know. I was like,
Yeah,
you are a nanny.
yeah. Like, where's she get that?
Stay in your lane.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's one thing for like a nurse because nurses have to change you sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
but you're not even that.
Yeah. So I don't know why she was calling about that. Yeah.
I'm like, you're not a physical therapist, you're not a nurse, you're not a doctor,
No, no medical anything.
so sit down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The only caregiver she is for Jamie, but he's not even home at
I
this
would
point.
also give her the rule, stay out of my bedroom,
Mm-hmm.
like my personal space.
Yeah, and then she had to make it worse by saying if Haley's worried about something getting turned on, in the pool, she probably should not let him go shirtless.
Yep, gross.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then at dinner, that Carrie is also at for some reason.
Why? She is
I
the
know,
nanny.
I know. To be nice, but still, yeah, I didn't like that either.
Is she living there?
Yeah, that's what the girls in Drama Queen said, but they never actually confirmed it. She just started being there all the time, so I guess she does.
I think she does because at the end, remember Haley says, or I packed your stuff up. So she
Mm,
must be living there.
yeah, they just never. Maybe it was a delayed scene. They just cut out because they thought they didn't need it, but yeah, who knows?
So yeah, I don't like that she's living there. I mean,
Mm,
seriously. So they get no alone time
right.
as a family of 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they're supposed to be rebuilding their relationship and their family.
Right.
How are they supposed to do that with her around?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I didn't like that at all. But
Yeah.
yeah, and I just didn't like, and okay, and the other thing is too, why is she sitting next to Nathan? Like
Yeah.
Haley's on the other side.
Yeah, I didn't really pay attention to where they were sitting exactly, at least Carrie wise, everybody else. Um, I just remember she was across from Lindsay. I don't remember. I can't picture who was next to her, but yeah.
Well, because Lindsay was next to Lucas.
Right. Yeah. And then Haley was on one end.
Yeah, Nathan was on the other, but she was
Yeah.
placed right there,
Mm-hmm.
right where she could touch him.
Yeah.
And
And then,
again, if you're Haley and you saw that, you're the pool,
right.
why? I don't understand this.
Mm-hmm.
You're just letting her stay. Mm-mm.
Right. Yeah. So then, Haley asks Lucas about the writing, and Lucas says, he's been on a roll. Nathan tells Lindsay, she must be living that, and she says the editor side of her is, but the girlfriend side misses her boyfriend.
Yeah, and then she brings up Peyton.
Yeah.
Lindsay does and kind of goes off about Peyton
Mm-hmm.
and how
Yeah.
Peyton thinks that she has like a hold or something on him.
Mm-hmm.
Um, oh my God. I just didn't like what Nanny Carrie says after.
Yeah, because before that, it was about, Lucas asking Nathan about PT, and Carrie makes that comment that he's looking good in the pool, doing his, exercises. And Haley just looks at her. That's it.
Yep, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Not like I'm gonna pull your hair or anything.
Mm-hmm. No.
Anything that any other person would do.
Because apparently she was saying about, Quinn, about giving him a second chance to turn things around, but she's not sure he's going to make it. You know, worst time to be thinking about your student when your husband's, and someone else is trying to steal him away from her. But, yeah, so Carrie, Lindsay, just kind of bringing everything down at this dinner here, at least from our point of view, not there so much. And,
Jamie walks in.
Yep. Yeah, because Lindsay said she's going to kick Payne's ass and everything. But, yeah, Jamie, breaks it up at least. And he's supposed to be in bed.
So
he
he like ignores Haley and looks at Nathan. And I did like that Nathan stood by, Haley's side on that one.
Mm-hmm.
But it was annoying. Like Nanny Carrie, again, getting involved in the parenting.
Mm-hmm.
I can't with her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then her and Carrie go back and forth about putting Jamie to bed. So Jamie asks if Nathan can walk him back. And, Nathan tells Jamie listen to his mom go upstairs. They'll both be there to check him in.
I thought it was funny when Nathan said that he's scared to go to bed because of Dan. And then Lucas goes, can you blame him? I had nightmares about him until I was 19.
Right.
That was funny.
Mm-hmm.
So when Lucas gets up to, like, I don't know, clear the table or whatever.
Yeah, because I told him to, and not let Carrie do it.
Right. But then Carrie looks at Lindsay and was like, I agree with you, what you said about Peyton. And that just because someone has history with a person doesn't mean that's who they should be with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. And then, okay, did you see Lindsay? I swear to God, it was like the nervous.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh my God. Like, I actually felt bad for Lindsay because it's like, what?
Right.
Because she's actually friends with Haley. So it's like, what? And in her mind, it's like, you don't even know, like for Lindsay, it's like, you don't even know Peyton.
Mm-hmm.
So how are you going to sit there and say that when you this isn't your business?
Mm-hmm.
So I was happy that Lindsay wasn't like, right, girl, so happy you're siding with me.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, it was like, what?
Yeah, you think after the poll comment, she might have said something to Haley about this, but
she doesn't.
Mm-hmm. And then when Haley and Nathan get to Jamie's room, he's using Nathan's cane as a weapon, to protect himself from Dan. So, Nathan explains that they were just trying to keep him safe and protect him from things, that they love him, and that's why they didn't tell him the truth or tell him the truth about Grandpa, Haley too. And that he just did some bad things and needs to go away. And Jamie asks if he's ever going to come back, and Nathan says maybe someday, but they're not going to, have anything happen to him. Not going to let it.
It was cute when they were like, when Nathan was like, do you want me to check under your bed? And he said, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So cute.
Yeah. And then at Trick, Brooke tells Payne that it's, everything's nice there. She has those, stocked up bar from her office with the hot bartender. And this is our first introduction to Owen. And then a young girl walks up to get Brooke's autograph. And Payne asks Brooke how her love life has been. And Brooke says, no comment. And then that's when Millie tells Payne that she sleeps around a lot, but there's no one special.
Mm-hmm.
And Brooke reminds Millie that she can be fired. And Payne says that she'll just come work for her. So she'll still be paying her salary. And then, Brooke says she's not calling herself famous or anything, but with that kind of celebrity title makes it hard to, meet somebody you can trust. And that's when we segue to Nathan and Haley walking back into the dining room when the doorbell rings, but Carrie gets it. And that's when Haley makes a comment that she's scared of clowns.
Okay, but again, why is the nanny opening up their house when they're right there?
Yeah.
Like, it's one thing if you're not home, but they're both home.
Right. It's just from Carrie's perspective, like being nice and everything. But, Quinn's the one that walks in and he says he'll do the assignment so he can play basketball. And of course, Haley's happy about this. And Lucas tells Q to meet him at practice at 6 a.m. And then Haley's proud with Lucas, working with her, to get Quinn to make the choice to take up the offer. And Nathan walks him out, tells him, he made the right decision. And, Q tells him that he's going to be a scoring title again. And Nathan tells Q that's what he would have said too. And then Millie's taking pictures of Brooke with fans at Trick. And then Millie fucking Payne about to leave and Owen walks up.
Yeah, it was funny because he was good because he was like, can I get your autograph? And then she's like, who should I make this out to? And he said the Trick for $37. It was her bar tab.
Yeah, and Payne and Millie are laughing. That was funny.
And then she said, I thought you wanted my autograph. And he said, he's not the autograph kind of guy. Especially because you don't know who she is.
Yeah.
Then she said that she has a clothing line, Clothes of her Bros.
Right.
Oh my God. And then they're just going back and forth. And it was weird because Peyton's like, my name is Peyton. It's like, I don't think he gives a crap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and how she has the office right there and introduces Millicent to him.
But then he said, let me know if you want my autograph.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just flirting with Brooke now, yeah.
It was funny. But she was all into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Brooke even thinks that he's hot. And then as Payne's walking out, Mia shows up and they go to some private room somewhere to trick. And she tells Payne to start to disappear. She needs time to think. And doesn't think, she's worthy enough to be the first artist that Payne's, working with for her label. And she just doesn't think she's ready. And Payne asks, Mia why she writes songs, what does she want for her career and everything. What will be good enough? And Mia says she doesn't know. And that's when Payne says, maybe you're not ready, and starts to walk up, but then tells Payne, she just wants to help someone, reach out to somebody who wakes up one day and feels like it's not working anymore.
I think it was Peyton's office.
Oh, okay. It just looks like a private little small room or something.
But my thing is, how's Mia surviving? Did Peyton like pay her when she signed a contract?
I don't know. We didn't see any of that, so it's hard to say.
Because a lot of up and coming artists or even, songwriters, all of that, they always say like how they, they were like a bartender or they worked at another job and, just trying to make a living to get their dream started. So I'm like, how does Mia have time to just do this? And she doesn't, like, does she have a job? Like another job? Like, how is she affording this unless Peyton said, here's your contract with like some money to get you started?
Yeah, usually labels are the ones to put up the money first, so.
Yeah, but I'm just saying a lot of them are like, I think sometimes they don't get paid until like the music comes out. Because a lot of them always say, like, I was a waitress for the longest time, and that's what I'm saying is, how is she not?
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, so that's what Mia just wants, not the fame and the money, just to help someone out. And that's, exactly what Payne used to say. So that's how she knows Mia's the right person. And, she tells her she is ready. And at Close Over Bros, Brooke mentions to Victoria that she's working late. And Victoria says, someone has to write. And Brooke sits with her and tells her she knows this has been hard for her, but she needs to trust her no matter what happens. She wants to know, she loves and appreciates her. And then Victoria tells Brooke, of course she trusts her more than that she loves her and she's so proud of her. And, they hug and everything, and Brooke smiles, thinking she finally tried to hope, the words from her mom that she's always wanted to hear. Then she wakes up and it was just all a dream. And then she goes to Close Over Bros where Victoria is, and they're kind of playing out that dream that she had word by word and everything. Dr. Brooke tells her the exact same thing. The words from her heart. Victoria just says whatever and tells her to lock up the store, leaving Brooke heartbroken. Yeah, so, Brooke, it was a hard fall for Brooke because she was telling Peyton, Victoria's in that bad and everything, and then just broke down again and again. And I think this is probably like the rock bottom for Brooke. With Victoria, she's stopped trying at this point to connect with her.
I feel like it keeps getting worse with these two.
Yeah, I just felt like maybe this is one of the lowest points. And then Lucas is sitting in his car, because he drives to Trek.
To watch Peyton because she's working. Okay, so this whole scene. Oh my God. Like Lucas. I mean, I can't with him. Like, why is he even there? I don't get it. If you have a girlfriend that you love so much, why are you there? I don't understand that.
Yeah, I think I'm proposing too.
Yeah. And so, I mean, they talk about the writing on the door and that's when, and how about the proposal. Oh my God. But okay, I do agree with Peyton when she said, I didn't say no. I said someday, and I'm like, she never said no.
Right.
And then she said it was an insecurity. Oh my God. But then
I think it was.
Yeah, but then it gets worse because he says like, basically you said no because you didn't believe in me because, you know, it wasn't about you. And I was like, okay, right there would be enough for me to be like, bye.
Yeah, place Sabrina Carpenter's Man-Child right here.
Like you said, really, it's about me. Like, but okay, go. Like now it's time for you to go. Cause like, no. So
Yeah,
I'm like, yeah, right there had been enough for me to be like, there's a door.
Yeah, because before that, you know, that day 3 years ago, she kept telling him that she knew he was going to make it. Like, she never said the opposite or said nothing at all about it.
Yeah, she always encouraged him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that
So
was
that's,
annoying.
yeah, that's just his own insecurity coming out, blaming
Yeah.
her. Mm-hmm.
So it was funny though. And then of course, and she throws all the books at him.
Yeah, because she loves every copy.
Yeah, and then like the look on his face, it's like, yeah, doofus. Like she actually does care.
Yeah.
And it's not about her.
Yeah. And she says, you know, all the words that he said to her, you know, how it just doesn't mean anything anymore now.
Yep. Yeah. And, that I will say, like, the acting is all good in that scene. It's just hard to like watch because it's like you just want them together because why aren't they together?
Yeah.
Especially this. It's like it's just so stupid. Like, you know, like, clearly they didn't have communication in the relationship. That's basically what it comes down to it.
And I liked to hear that Hillary said that the throwing of the books wasn't really planned, at least on Chad's side. Like, he didn't know she was going to do that. So that was like a real reaction to that too. Which I just, you know, makes the acting better.
Yeah. But I did like when at the end when she said she's going to pay him. She doesn't know how, but whatever this is, she don't like it.
Yeah, which is true. Yeah, that wasn't a great setup to begin with for them.
Yeah. But then of course he has to make it worse by going, it's called me being nice to you. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, I can't. So, but then of course, like Lindsay pulls up and his car is by Peyton's car.
Yep. And then we just see Mia and Quinn putting on the bus. I don't know, it has to be different buses. Almost like the same one. But then at the station, one of the co-workers tells Mouth that it sucks about the other guy that got fired by Ellis. And, you know, tells Mouth he's lucky because Ellis likes him. They gotta help him if that ever goes south. Then Mouse finds Alice to tell her that he's going home, and you know, she says home. I hope you mean her place.
I didn't like when he said that, and then she was like, "Oh, I guess it's not like you're not cut out for this." And I'm like, "What?"
Yeah, when he says he's not feeling well, yeah.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, so again, you were only hired because you're sleeping with her. As soon as that's over, you're good.
Yeah,
you're gonna get fired.
Yeah, so he's like, well, I'm sure after I get some sleep, I'll feel better, you know, basically. So now he's kind of like found himself kind of stuck just to have this job. And then at Close Over Bros, Brooke calls Millie to tell her to reschedule the meeting with Macy's, and Millie says her mom isn't going to like that, and that's when Brooke says, you know, it's her company, and please don't call, you know, Victoria for mom, just call her Victoria. And Nathan then walks into the bedroom to tell Haley that Jamie's asleep, so does she need him to check for clowns? And she does, so he checks the bed.
First it's all cute, but then of course she says, "Oh, and check the balcony." So of course he goes out there, stands out there, and of course who is out there swimming naked? But the Wicked Witch.
Yep, and she knows that he's watching her.
Yep, because she has a smile on her face. Oh my God! And then Haley is like, "Oh, you know, thank you. Like I have the best husband." Blah blah blah. Like, and thinking like he's gonna come back to bed. Oh no, he's just standing there watching.
Yeah, and it was funny because she says, "Nice to know that there aren't any monsters in the house."
Yeah, and turns the light off, and I'm like, except one outside. Yeah, did not like it.
Yep.
So for me, the worst was all the times Nanny Carrie and Nathan were on the screen. Like their whole scenes together, I hated every single one of them.
Yeah.
And then so it was the worst, and then of course the way Victoria was treating everybody. And then the high for me though was I did like Brooke standing up to Victoria, and also Peyton sticking up for Brooke to Victoria. I liked all that part. So what about you?
Yeah, that too, but also that Mia, you know, finally, you know, looked inside herself after getting, you know, took down by Victoria and realized what she really wants for this career, and gain the confidence in herself. And yeah, just Peyton standing up for Brooke because Peyton's been more family to Brooke than Victoria ever has, and who knows how long. So I'm glad, at least for the time being, that Peyton's still here for Brooke to protect her from Victoria and remind her that she is good enough and she can actually do this, with the company and everything. So
Yeah. So I would rate this at 8. I thought it was good. Better than it has been.
Yeah.
Or you're thinking 8 too?
Yeah, but I don't think we said our lows, did we? Or I didn't.
I said mine. All Nanny, Carrie, and Nathan.
Yeah. Mine was all Carrie too, and then second would be Lindsay. Yeah, all those moments. And then the worst and best.
So for me,
there's a lot of worst.
No, the worst for me, Nanny Carrie. She knows what she's doing. But the best, I would say Peyton. Because she was standing up for Brooke. She's finally like putting her foot down when it comes to like Lucas and like what she wants. She's helping Mia out. She's actually like growing up, and like some of them who are turning into being a kid again. So yeah, I would say Peyton. I think she was like the mature one in this episode. What about you?
Yeah, my best was Peyton as well, for the same reasons. Actually just trying to focus on her label, but everybody's kind of getting in the way of that. At least Lindsay and Victoria are. And then the worst, Carrie's bad. It was a whole mixture of Carrie, Lucas, and Victoria really bad. So I just picked Lucas because I'm gonna say Carrie a lot more times after this, so but Lucas just with going to the label at night, when Payne was there alone when he shouldn't have been, and blaming her for giving up on them and everything when it wasn't and then like saying she was the one that gave up on them when it wasn't. So yeah.
Wait. You picked Lucas over Victoria and Nanny Carrie?
Well, I know they're gonna get worse, but I can't remember if Lucas gets exactly worse, at least towards Payne.
Yeah, he gets worse.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he gets worse.
Okay. Yeah.
Especially at the end of season 5.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, those 3 are definitely going to be the worst for a little bit.
Like the whole season almost. Yeah, most of the season.
Yeah, especially because Lucas just gets on my nerves just because it's like, dang well he wants Peyton. He just is annoying. Like, you know what you want, so go get it.
Yeah.
And she's single, so go get it.
Yeah. It's just impressive that the writers were able to find people that were almost as worse as Dan was, because he was a protagonist for so long, but now we got, all these other people thrown in, which is nice to see for a change. But yeah.
You know what's funny? When it came to like Dawson's Creek, sometimes we liked the newbies coming into the show. I don't like the newbies in season 5 of One Tree Hill.
Right.
I really don't. Because I think, I don't really think we liked the newbies in season 5 of Dawson's Creek either. But yeah, I'm like, I sometimes you like when the new people come in, but I don't. Not this season, at least.
Yeah.
Seasons past, yes. Seasons future, yes. Not this season.
Right.
All right. Thanks for listening. Oh, what's next episode?
Episode 7, In the Club. That's how it's titled.
What is it?
In the Club, DA. And yeah.
I'm just gonna keep making you say it.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, that's how it was on the Drama Queens too. Sophia didn't want to say it either, but yeah.
Okay. So next podcast, I'm gonna make you say it.
Well, okay.
I'll let you say it.
Okay.
All right. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Yep. I'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Duo Chat. If you want to chime in with your opinion about the episode and the show we discussed, you can email us at duochatpodcast@gmail.com. And to keep up with updates about the podcast, you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to our channel on YouTube at Duo Chat Podcast. And give us a review wherever you listen to podcasts. We would appreciate it.